Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy.
Kaorin. Where do I even start with Kaorin? I don't like Kaorin. She is my least favorite character in the entire show, in the entire manga, in the entire series. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Azumanga Daioh. It is my favorite piece of fiction ever written. But Kaorin, she kind of ruins it for me, honestly. Now, for the longest time, this has been the case. But today, I want to see why this is the case. Why do I not like Kaorin? Why is she not a very good character? I could start with a question. Why is she so annoying? Is it her high-pitched voice? Is it her... It's Sakaki. Now, Sakaki is one of my favorite characters. Well, Kagura's my favorite character. Sakaki's up there. Now, a scene of Sakaki can be a great scene until Kaorin shows up. Kaorin has a nasty habit of showing up just wherever Sakaki is at all times, and this is what makes her so annoying. It's the same joke over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, look, Sakaki is doing something ordinary. Oh, here comes Kaorin. Kaorin loves Sakaki. Now, while I take no issue with lesbianism or gayness or anything of the sort, when you repeat this joke over and over and over and over again, it gets to a point where it stops being funny and stops meaning anything. Now there's a question of, does Sakaki know? And what are her feelings about Kaorin's? If you were to do any research into this topic, you'd find most articles saying that Sakaki is completely oblivious to Kaorin's feelings. But there are some moments in both the show and the manga that suggest that Sakaki might not be so oblivious as people think. Most, if not all, of these events come from the group's third trip to Chiyo's summer home, which happens to be the trip that Kaorin went on. The first piece of evidence is the swimwear that Sakaki chooses when they go to the beach. One of my friends, who also watches the show, presents a theory that Sakaki wears less revealing swimwear in the presence of Kaorin because Sakaki knows how Kaorin feels and maybe doesn't want to fuel her desires in the hope that Kaorin would back off a little and allow Sakaki to drop her stoic, mysterious persona a little, allowing her to be more cute like she wants without the pressure of embarrassing herself in front of friends. Another possible piece of evidence is in the manga. In the panel titled Candids, Kaorin is seen taking a picture of Sakaki. Sakaki notices Kaorin and appears to be nervous about the photo. Now, whether this represents Sakaki knowing how Kaorin feels, or just her being camera shy, is up to speculation. But for the sake of the argument, I'll count it as evidence towards the former. Now, these are all just theories, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Now that I've cleared up what's so wrong about Kaorin, and why I don't like her, what does Kaorin even do? One big thing Kaorin does is be pedophile bait for Kimura. While Kagura does play a small part in Kimura's ways, it is an unavoidable fact that Kaorin is the source of many of what are called Kimura moments. Although these are likely not all that Azuma intended for Kaorin to do. Another thing Kaorin could be doing is making satire of earlier anime lesbian tropes. Although the show, let alone manga, is old enough to drink, characters such as these from older animes are characters the idea of Kaorin could be poking fun at, although this theory is not grounded in much of anything either. Now, it should be obvious at this point that I really don't like Kaorin, so maybe that has led me to overlook her true purpose. If you have any theories, feel free to leave a comment. I would love to see what you people think Kaorin is for. Something else to consider about Kaorin is, who is she to the others, i.e. Tomo, Osaka, Chiyo, Yomi, or Kagura? Well, somewhat surprisingly, not actually that much. The only character that seems to care that much about Kaorin being in a different class third year, for example, is Chiyo. She asks about the absence of Kaorin and remarks on how the separation is, quote, too bad when Yomi mentions it, but past that, no other characters seem too unhappy about Kaorin's absence. Do with that what you will, I guess. On the note of other characters, what's the deal with Chihiro? Chihiro is very much a minor character and serves as Kaorin's not based in intense one-sided love friend. She's also seen helping with culture festivals as she and Kaorin made Chiyo's penguin costume. If I had to associate a character from the main 6 with Chihiro, it'd be Chiyo, as she's seen interacting with Chihiro throughout the series and vice versa. My second pick would be Yomi, as she seems to be Chihiro's other friend, but this is not explored as deeply. Otherwise, not much is known, much less is there a lot to talk about Chihiro pertaining to the rest of this video, other than that she serves to once again show Kaorin's undying love for Sakaki through a short interaction in the second year's Sport Fest. When Chihiro hurt her leg, Sakaki substituted her. Kaorin was obviously overjoyed, and when Chihiro was told that she was fine and able to participate, Kaorin no less than hissed at her and chose Sakaki, of course. On that note, I think that just about wraps up what I don't like about Kaorin and her purpose, or lack thereof, in the series. Thank you for watching. Maybe like, subscribe, I don't care, this took me way too long.